Hey everyone, so today I made this quick rack which is composed of many plugins, as you can see, but the idea behind it is mostly I wanted to share it because I really like the sounds that you can hear in many modern libraries, like the boom ones, for example Brute Force, or even like the Mattia Cellottos. They're so insanely good, and I managed to get a decently close result. And also I wanted to explain a quick approach that I've been following in this period in general. So I like to stack different racks. As you can see here, there are like 3 of them. And like during my sound design sessions, like everyone else, I just save my racks that I think that they sound good. And I categorize them based on what they do and what is their purpose. For example, this one I called it grit rack because it's just mostly distortion and compression. And then, for example, this one again, it's rubber rack because it's mostly like modulation from flangers and choruses, and it gives this rubbery feeling. And so, like at times, I like to combine them when I want to build a specific timbre, and in this case, I came up with this type of sound, which is, I think it sounds very good. And what I like about it, it's kinda versatile in a sense that like you can use it with quite a bit of different material, not too many, but I think it's very precise for what you're trying to achieve. For example, this is the material I've been starting with. And I've made like many variations. And I think it sounds already cool. And with this whole rack on, it sounds like this. Which is super cool. And the idea behind these smaller racks is, I'm gonna show you right now. So let's solo them one by one. This is just with the grit rack, which is like, it's fine, but it's just a bit distorted, like the difference is not too big. Like, I mean, yeah, it's honestly just probably sounds worse on itself, but then I added this and it started to sound pretty cool. It's a bit low in volume, but then I added this one, which is just like, it squashes completely the sound, and it's... Okay, so let's start by analyzing each plugins inside the racks, and then I'll show you more example of different sounds that you can get cool results with this rack. Okay, so here there's just some dynamic tube, a lot of distortion actually, but it's just I really like how dynamic tube sounds. It has a very, very gritty sounds. Then there is some boost in the high end, then some standard compression. It's just multiband compression, no upward, so it only works downward, more saturation, and OTT as well, which is like just a 35%, which is not too strong, and some gain compensation, and again more saturation. And yeah, this is pretty normal, nothing fancy. You can achieve the same results with any DAW, I think, except for, I mean, OTT just can use the OTT version, the UST3, which is free. Dynamic tube, honestly, I have no idea. I think maybe with Decapitator you can get something similar, but I'm not sure, honestly. So okay, then we have the second rack, which at the beginning is just made of a few courses with different rates, working on parallel with a clean track. They're working on a low volume, so it's just to give some stereo imaging. Then a filter to control the high end, a flanger and a corpus. Corpus just a resonator, working with different tube, beam, marimba string, all that stuff. And again, working of low dry wet, so it's not doing too much. And TagSpect, I really love this plugin. I'll make a future in-depth video about it because it's really cool. Even if here it's not playing a huge role, like now I'm playing just with all these things on. And off it is like this. Yeah, it has a bit of like movement of some modulation, but not too many. And because the real part comes here with these two distortion plugins, here working on 10% super low, and they add a bit more grit. Then hybrid reverb, just convolution reverb, honestly. You can use anything. Reaper has free one, or even Convolver, but I think it's a paid one from Kilohertz, and it sounds like this. So yeah, it starts to have this like container feeling. I remember Ashri talking about using a container, like he was using a speakerphone for the creatures in Returnal, and he said that using a container, so like a convolution reverb, gives you this place to a sound, like it gives you this organic place, and I think it sounds very cool in so many occasions, and I like it here, so I added it. Then the best bits are these vibratos here and the shifter, and they're working on low amount because otherwise it sounds so goofy, but they give the final boost to the sound, and it sounds like this. Yeah, it does this super like modern, I mean that's what I consider modern, at least, feeling super modulated, but not too much. And I mean, this is the taste. Like if you don't like it, you can remove this stuff and a less convolution in general, and you get a similar result. And finally, there is the squash rack, which is just OTT. No, it's not OTT. It's just multiple compression and some gain back, and uber loud. It's just like just super loud. I love it so much. And this is how it is. And if you don't like too much the chorusing feeling, you can remove these three, or maybe just like the last two. And yeah, it does still great taste. If you're interested, I can make a video on, like, I recreate this whole thing in Reaper with free plugins. Just let me know in the comments maybe. And yeah, okay, now let's see how it sounds with different materials. Okay, so here is the before and after. So yeah, it works great on synths most of the times. Synths are like focused on the low mid, not too low, because if it's too low it sounds like too muddy and messy. But if it's like mostly mid, it gives more weight, more space, and of course so much like volume in general, thickness to it. And it also works great on animals. For example, I have this from the Celotto libraries, so again, amazing. And this is the before and after. Yeah, they're so cool. Like maybe, of course, like they won't work like as a single layer and you can throw it everywhere, like as a unique only layer. But if you stack it with other stuff on it, maybe you filter some of the low mid stuff, it sounds like you have all the grittiness left, and I think it sounds so cool. And then at the end, like, this is how I made the sound that you heard at the beginning. Yeah, nothing fancy at all. Like, I just stuck the sounds from the Gelato libraries. And this is a whole sound that I made. And this. And a kick from Glorklunk. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, any suggestions, if you want to see the whole rack again on Reaper, I can redo it. And yeah, just let me know. Any feedbacks on anything, I'm super open. And thank you so much for watching.